I'm not a child, I'm a teen.
Oh, and the young adults. Well, round of applause. Who would like to see me get on the board? The Safe and Slowy!
Boo! Boo!
Like 6 people care about me.
No.
By round of applause, who would like to see me get on the rolling board the slightly more dramatic and dangerous way?
Yeah! Yeah!
You people are sick.
Light the board on fire.
Somebody
as well.
over here voted twice. This isn't Florida, ma'am.
Light the board on fire as well.
Here, get your own show, kid. Slightly more dramatic and dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. Both feet at the same time. I will balance the board. I will give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1. When I get to one, everybody else go. I jump up in the air, land on the board, attempt to balance. Are you ready? Oh, yep. You're in the splash zone there, child. Very good. On the board. In 3, 2, 1. Go! I know it may not have looked like much to you, ma'am, but you can't do it.
Could if someone offered me $200.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a live demonstration and step-by-step directions on how to put yourself through a tennis racket so you can go home and try this, Derek. Yes. Step number 1, buy a tennis racket. It helps. Step number 2, children, very important, remove the strings. A true story. A couple years ago, a lady Facebook messaged me and she was very angry because she had to extricate her child from a miniature hula hoop. He was trying to go through it and got stuck. Step 3, the elbow, the left elbow, one elbow at a time. Step 4, the right elbow. A quick impression for the children, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. A quick impression for the adults, a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a large collection of expensive Italian leather shoes. Rawr. Run away, child. Step 5, where it gets difficult, your head. Take your hat off, turn your head to the side, and be very careful of your earrings. They're real, by the way, in case anybody was wondering. My earlobes are 1.5 inches in diameter, and they're squishy. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. Step 5, your head.
Like you stretch out the skin.
Ta-da! Step 6. Step 6. The shoulders. One shoulder at a time, starting with the left shoulder. My left, not yours. This one over here. The left shoulder. The left shoulder slides up and through the 12.5-inch tennis racket.
So you basically
and nobody cares. Thank you for that spontaneous round of applause. Step 7, the right shoulder. And I know what some of you are thinking right about now. You're thinking to yourselves, that is one sexy juggler.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Step 7, the right shoulder. Your thinking looks quite a bit more difficult. It is. It's also quite a bit more painful. So I expect quite a bit more applause. The right shoulder. In 3, 2, 1. Nobody remembered. Go. That's right. Your line was go, people. You have one line in the show. Try to keep up, okay? The right shoulder. In 3, 2, 1. Go! Oh. Don't look at me like that, ma'am. You're not my mother. Step number 8, the chest. It's a little tight. Thank you for noticing. It's at this point in the stunt. I'm glad I'm not pierced anymore. That's a true story. It's also this point in the stunt I'm glad I'm not a woman. anymore. It's not a true story, sir. Relax. Not a true story. Step number 8 comes in 2 parts. Ouchie number 1 and ouchie number 2. Step number 9, gentlemen. Suck in the beer gut. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you something weird. Weirder, yeah. Young lady, you seem to be enjoying the show. Will you do me a favor? Sure, it's very simple. If you would come up here and see that tiny little red hula hoop, I need that. I need that. You'd grab it and hand it over to me. Take your time, I'm not busy. Thank you, young lady. I appreciate it. A round of applause. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you something truly, truly weird. This is a direct result of having way too much free time on my hands. The first thing we have to do is put the tennis racket in the appropriate position. Perfect. And now. Well, thank you. Thank you. And now, observe.
Watch.
I don't care if you like it, I enjoy it. Very good. Yeah. Step number 10, the hips. I got to this point one time. A little girl in the audience stood up and yelled out, "This should be the easy part."
Stop the show.
It's a mean little girl.
Hey, it was easy on the stomach.
That's right, the stomach was easy, especially since I stopped drinking. Yeah, all that beer. Now, step number 10 is relatively easy, but we have to set up for this. Step number 9.5. I have to turn both feet to the left 90 degrees. Both feet to the left 90 degrees. Now, there are 2 ways I can do this. Safe and slow, or dramatic and dangerous.
Dramatic and dangerous.
No, I'm not even going to ask. Here we go, both feet to the left 90 degrees. In 3, 2, 1, go! Shut up.
You failed.
How would you do it?
Jump.
You guys want to see the dramatic and dangerous way? Say yes!
Yeah!
I knew it. America. America. So here we go. I'll get back on the board the regular way, and then I will jump up in the air, turn to the left 90 degrees, land back on the board, and attempt to bounce. Before I do this, sir, I apologize for the view you're about to receive. You too, sir. Ma'am, you're welcome. Back on the board the regular way. Thank you, thank you. And to the left, both feet, 90 degrees. In 3, 2, 1, go! I know. I was impressed too. Step 10, the hips. I call this part of the show party rockin'. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Step 10, as the young lady pointed out, is relatively simple. Before we continue, sir, in the Star Wars shirt, if you could uncross your arms, that's a lot of pressure on me. Thank you. Very good. Step 10, the hips, relatively easy. However, relatively difficult. Step number 11, the left leg. The left leg, my left, not yours. It's this one over here. I have to balance on the board on one foot, the right foot, take the racket off the left. Looks like that.
You made a baby cry.
I'm good at that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the completion of my 12-step program. The right foot. Thank you. I'm an alcoholic with a juggling problem.
Yeah! Last time you failed.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the completion of the show. We have 5